wherever there's trouble, G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe against Cobra and Destro, fighting to save the day. He never gives up, he's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air. G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe is there.
Fearless League Podcast, special edition. I'm Matt Durson.
Clay Inferno. Yo, Joe.
Yo, Joe. This is a special edition because it's very special. In fact, a very special edition because we have an interview with our pal, Rob Liefeld.
Friend of the show.
To promote his upcoming, finally, G.I. Joe's miniseries Snake Eyes Dead Game. Yeah, so we recorded this a while ago.
It's in stores on July 15th, so that's next Wednesday, whenever you're hearing this.
Yeah.
Today is the day. I won't even say the name of today, but I'll just say I can rest assured the next Wednesday that is July 15th.
It will be out July 15th in comic stores. Yeah, we recorded this a while ago, and then the whole world changed and everything. So it was obviously delayed along with it.
And now stores are back open?
Yeah.
This might have actually been the original ship date anyways, but who knows?
I think it was June or something. Yeah, but anyways, it doesn't matter because it's coming out next week.
And they gave some artists some time to including Rob, 36. That's right, 36 exclusive covers for this.
Yeah, 36 variants. I mean, a lot of them are store exclusive kind of things. So
yeah, there's a cool one that just says classic toy art, which is
nice.
That's exactly what it is. So I guess that's why I don't really get artist credit on it. But we got plenty from Rob. We've got Miko Soyan, does quite a few covers. Jamie Tyndall, Marat Michaels.
Yeah.
Tyler Kirkham. Get some good creators in here.
Great creators working on covers.
Collect them all.
Yeah, right. They're all Snake Eyes, of course, or most. Well, yeah. But so Rob, as you will hear in our interview, big G.I. Joe fan. He's been trying to get a G.I. Joe project going for a long, long time. He was approached by IDW. Hasbro has to sign off on it, of course. So yeah, it's big. But he was a fan, just like we were, growing up, and he wants to get G.I. Joe back up to that plateau, like top of the heap, just like it was in the '80s.
Yeah. So, and we've seen some pages, and it looks like a really fun book.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like a Snake Eyes book, right? I mean,
yeah, it is not in the. I guess it's kind of in its own universe. It's like the Liefeld G.I. Joe universe, but you can kind of do that with these kind of cartoons. It's not like it's like Larry Hama's, but probably most resembles. Based on anything.
We'll see. Thanks to Rob for coming on. Great to talk to him again. He's always full of life, that Rob. And don't forget to check out our Star Trek watch-alongs.
Yeah, we just finished the our whole season of that, which is all of the Kirk, Spock, Bones films, which includes the rebooted series that just came out. So.
That's right. We just finished Beyond the other night. It's not posted yet, but you can
rest assured it will be posted someday.
It will be posted very soon. And we also got all the What We Do in the Shadows, the season 2 What We Do in the Shadows. We're
actually that's kind of taken off a little bit. We're getting a lot of requests to be in our Facebook group, and people are still downloading it. Maybe they're doing a rewatch.
Maybe, or maybe they're just they're binging it. They're waiting for it to end. So they can watch them all at once. Some people.
Welcome new fans, which you're not, but welcome anyway.
So, thanks for listening, everybody. Here we go. Here's Rob Liefeld.
Yo!
Rob, how are you?
It's good. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. It's good to talk to you again.
Good to talk to you.
Yeah, we talked to you before Major X. Now you're back. Thank you.
Hey, I love comics. It's my passion.
Hey, I know.
And
It's our passion.
we love G.I. Joe and Snake Eyes, that's for sure. I have a Snake Eyes tattoo on my arm.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is killer. Congrats. That's awesome.
I know I was going to mention that, and Clay beat me to it. But yeah, this is our. It sounds like we had a similar upbringing, really, as far as GI Joe toys and comics and cartoons. Yeah, we were big fans. Have always been. Clay has. I think. Do you have almost all the Marvel run, or how many? You missing a few?
I'm missing a few. I'm plugging them in, but I challenge myself. I only go to conventions to get them. I won't order them off of eBay.
Right on. Yeah, I went shopping a couple weeks ago at a local show, and I loaded up too. It was good.
It's good. Well, so yeah, tell us about your new. This is a bucket list item, is what I read for you. The Snake Eyes.
No. Yeah. Well, when you get to be an old guy like me, you look at it. No, I'm serious. A lot of these decisions come from, I don't know how much longer I'll be doing this. And I look, man, I can say with great confidence, I love the where my work is at. I'm always pushing myself. I push myself in regards to storytelling more than anything, because people don't, Mike Zack, who obviously did a lot of great G.I. Joe covers, but I met him, I stayed at his house in 1988 when I was first breaking in,
no way.
Visiting New York, stayed with him in Cincinnati, in Connecticut, and he said, Rob, good storytelling and the design of a page is lost on most people why, when they close the book, they enjoyed it or they didn't. And he's like, good storytelling, which carries your eye through the page effortlessly. It's composition of the page, and is one of the fundamental reasons why, like, say, you elevate one guy over the other. And so I'm just, I like where my work's at, and I keep pushing myself in terms of story, drawing, storytelling, page design, all that. So I had been hoping to do a G.I. Joe project for quite some time. IDW called me last year when Major X was coming out and asked if we could finally get together and do something. And we, figured out a deal. I pitched them a story. They pitched it to Hasbro. Hasbro signed off on it. And I started this last fall producing this series, and I'm happy that it's now out there and people know it's coming. And my whole thing is, look, man, we have our job cut out for us. G.I. Joe, is, as you guys well know, was once the top of everything. I tell my kids, I tell my wife, this was the #1 cartoon, the #1 toy, the #1 comic book. And
we know. Oh, we know.
Yeah, that's what I said. You guys know this. You guys know this, and it's it has some ground to gain. And I like a good challenge too. But what makes it easy is when you have love and passion for this stuff. And like I said in my Instagram, these were the champions of my my toy shelves. These were the heroes of my sandbox. So I started way early. I'm Kung Fu Grip. I'm Eagle Eye G.I. Joe, and they then they pulled the plug on G.I. Joe for years, and then I was thrilled when they brought it back in '81 and '82, and I remember the assault of comic cartoon toys and how exciting that was, and how much everybody loved Snake Eyes more than everybody. Well, so, yeah, it's what?
I was just going to ask that every kid, Snake Eyes was the favorite, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. The thing is, it's very exciting seeing the pages come together. I don't really know if what I'm doing is working until I work with the colorist. The guys from IDW, John Barber is my editor, and he worked with me 15, 16 years ago at Marvel. And
right.
When he saw the pages, he's like, Rob, you always get the best out of your color guys. And it's because I I'm a bit of an art director, but I need talent to work with, and I know how to pick really good colorists. And my guy on this, Federico, is super talented. And when I see the pages come together, I just go, oh, this is good. We got the goods. Like I said, man, I have had a great career going on 34 years now. I know how to speak to my audience. And I'm confident that we have a story and a comic book that people are going to enjoy. And hopefully we can, restore some of the former glory to the G.I. Joe brand.
Some of the artwork. I'm sorry. I thought some of the artwork reminded me, and please take this as a compliment. It's meant to be as like Frank Miller, like the Ronin storyline. Like the color is really great, very painterly, and I love how the reds pop. It's so good, man.
He is my single biggest influence. I've always worn that on my sleeve. 100%. You are seeing it because that is a huge influence. Love him.
Yeah,
that work that he did. That work that he did back then. Again, getting down to storytelling. He is Frank Miller is the best storyteller, page designer of the last 40 years in comics. He was always the best. He's never stopped being the best, especially in terms of, again, storytelling and page design. I mean, he transformed Daredevil, then went on and, did Ronin, and then transformed Batman. We live in this world where people think Batman was always the number one, character for DC. And I'm like, really? That's funny, because in 1983 they were canceling Batman comics left and right. World's Finest canceled. Brave and the Bold canceled. He was no longer the draw that he was. Superman was the star of the show, and they canceled Batman Family. I mean, they reformed Brave and the Bold into Batman and the Outsiders, and then just threw out Batman and called it the Outsiders. And then Frank Miller walks in the door and says, "Here, let me show you how it's done." And Dark Knight, I actually, my favorite thing is I worked at a comic store that year. That's the year I worked 10 months at a comic store.
Oh, wow.
And I was the clerk, and Dark Knight and Watchmen were the two biggest books, and people went crazy when Dark Knight didn't come in, and it had some delays, and people just went ape shit over that stuff. And yet, people forget it's at that moment that we are still coasting on the trajectory that Frank Miller put in Dark Knight. But the bottom line is, look, man, if I could get any ounce of that with this, but I mean, of course, Snake Eyes is the baddest ass ninja, warrior, soldier. And, but yeah, so I take that as the highest compliment. I very, very, very honored for you to say that. And yeah, we're just having, I just hope that it spills over. I'm very confident it will. I really, again, I'm up for the challenge. Captain America was selling 24,000 copies for a good, solid 2 years before I launched Heroes Reborn. And 24,000 copies. All the while, everyone's cheering on, oh, this book is so good, it's critically acclaimed, but they couldn't move the needle. Captain America #1, 300,000+ under me. We averaged about 250,000. It was a huge challenge. Nobody was into Captain America or the Avengers at the time. It was an X-Men Spider-Man world, and Jim and I, took those books, him with Fantastic Four and Iron Man, and we launched them to the top again.
And look where those characters are now.
Yeah, they're still there.
I was going to say my former agent at the Hollywood agency that represented me, he's now Chris Hemsworth's part of his management team. So he became Chris's manager. And he said to me I went over to say hi to him, and he introduced me to Chris Hemsworth at the Ragnarok premiere. And he said, "Hey, Chris, everything turned around on the Avengers when this guy and Jim Lee stepped on, with these characters." Yeah. He said, "But Rob did Avengers and Captain America in '96, my agent looked at me and poked his finger in my chest and said, 'That's what started all this. That's where the turnaround started. That's where it started.'" the focus shifted at Marvel, and it's true. From 1996 on, after the decade of everything is Spider-Man and the Avengers and X-Men, Spider-Man, X-Men, we put the spotlight back on those books, and even through all the controversy, and the book's not finishing strong because I left after six issues. Marvel went into bankruptcy because they had bigger problems than Captain America and Avengers not selling. But we did. I love challenges. I love a challenge. If Snake Eyes can get into people's hands, I'm gonna be honest right now. It represents the challenge. Several stores in my area don't carry the book, and I had to find that out when I went to buy some comics for research. And but they're going to carry the book now. And if I can expose people to something I love, like I said, that's when you're doing it for love. It wasn't like, hey, Rob, we got the winning formula for you. Snake Eyes. You can ride that back to fame and fortune, buddy. You're like, there's no guarantee, like I said, for that right now. G.I. Joe is a brand that needs a new coat of paint, and it's getting it with new toys, with a brand new movie, and I'm doing the comic, and I hope it's a three-pronged punch that gets people up and excited about it.
We're definitely excited. Yeah. Can you give us a little glimpse of the story? Can you give us a little I
can tease you. Yeah, here's the deal, man. We jump right out of the gate. He's jumping out of a helicopter on the first page, and you will obviously through narration understand the mission at hand. And I can tell you, it's a mission. He's there to free a prisoner because that prisoner has knowledge of a threat and the location of a weapon / artifact. And he releases that soldier and realizes that there's a ceremony that's taking place that obviously Command was not aware of. That it's like he may have arrived a little too late, and immediately tries to go and intercept this ceremony that's occurring. And the moment he stumbles onto this, you realize how in over his head he is and the scope of what they're up against. And it has a mystical, supernatural, and mythological element to it, which is always fun. When you've got more grounded characters going up against, but he's a cool customer, but he recognizes that this is more than anybody asked for, or maybe Command was not telling him everything in the first place. But he's obviously a quick study and quite relentless. And the rest of the series is learning about our new villain and this weapon, and if there is another weapon that can stop it. And maybe that weapon is Snake Eyes himself. And so tune in and read Snake Eyes Dead Game. Yeah.
So great, man.
It's coming in June, right? So
it is. I just didn't want to do another Snake Eyes versus Cobra. I've read a lot of those, and I'm not sure I'll do better than those. So I wanted to take it into a different realm, make it a little more personal, a little more, him up against something much bigger. And when I say Mission Impossible, those movies are based on giant action sequences. All the mission, they don't even hide it. They from movie to movie, they're like, well, we're going to try and outdo ourselves this time. We're gonna Tom's gonna hang off a plane. Tom's gonna jump into space. Tom's gonna race a train and win. But the thing is, I've always really dined out on big action. That's my key. And right now, I see a comics that have forgotten how to produce that, or have chosen not to whichever. It's not the comics I grew up on. Every single Marvel comic was based on about at least 10 pages of action in a 17-page comic.
Yeah.
There was and we have definitely stopped kicking and throwing punches. And, you know, I anyone who follows me is, I know my way around a gun and a sword. So it's going to be great. He's the ultimate action hero, the classic. And it's just great. I mean, again, I just, he is a tremendous visual, and that's what this is, a visual medium. So putting him through his paces is just a blast.
Oh yeah, we'll be there. It's
I really
will there be any more
appreciate your
GI Joe work if this takes off? Would you maybe?
yeah, hey man, if people like this, I'll do more.
All right.
You know, it's one story arc. Look, I'm very confident. I really am. I wouldn't do it, like I said. Every hour of my day is kind of accounted for. So when I decide to do something, there's got to be a payoff. And
yeah.
And what I mean by payoff in this is it's got to reach an audience. And right now, like I said, you know, my youngest son doesn't know G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes, anything. I sat down, I said, look, you're going to watch the Toys That Made Us with us, and you're going to get this history lesson. And and so you understand better. I made my wife and my daughter too. My oldest son at college, he's 3 years older, but than his brother, and he has knowledge of them because he went and saw like the last round of movies and saw the cartoon. But I mean, the brand could use a shot in the arm, and I think that's what, like I said, every division is trying to step up with their best, and I'm proud to represent the comic books, and I would love to do more because drawing him is fantastic. He's so much fun to draw. So,
well, the art looks great. Yeah. I mean,
thanks. I think you're going to really enjoy the story. Thanks, guys. Really
thanks
appreciate
a lot, man. Yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll let you get your next one. So I'll talk to you later, man.
Yeah, and then send me the link, and I'll blast it out. Okay.
Of course, man. Of course. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, guys.
G.I. Joe!